Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the English in Minutes 2.0. I am Emma, your host for today. If you are new here, I would like to tell you that we upload a new English learning video every day on our channel to help you improve your English faster and more confidently in real-life situations. In today's episode, you are not only going to improve your English listening skills, but you are also going to strengthen your speaking confidence, expand your vocabulary, and improve your real-life understanding of advanced English conversations. In today's lesson, we're diving into an exciting topic that will help you build stronger English fluency and comprehension. Advanced English listening practice with real-life conversations at B2 level. We will go through natural daily life situations, realistic conversations, and practical listening examples that will help you understand how English is really spoken in everyday life. You will learn how native and fluent speakers express ideas naturally, connect thoughts smoothly, and communicate confidently in different situations. As you move into the B2 level, understanding individual words is no longer enough. You need to train your ears to understand complete ideas, emotions, opinions, and natural sentence flow. Throughout this lesson, you will listen carefully, think deeply, and practice responding naturally. By the end of this video, you will feel more comfortable following advanced English conversations and expressing yourself with greater confidence and fluency. Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also press the bell icon if you want more helpful English learning episodes like this. So, grab a pen and paper and get ready to listen carefully, think naturally, and learn confidently. Let's get started. One of the biggest differences between intermediate English learners and advanced English speakers is not grammar, and it is not vocabulary either. It is the ability to understand real conversations while they are happening, because real conversations are not perfect. People pause, they change direction, they express emotions, they interrupt themselves, and sometimes they do not say exactly what they plan to say. That is why today we are going to focus on listening in a natural way, because in real life, English is not spoken like a textbook. Imagine you are meeting a friend at a coffee shop after not seeing each other for several months. Listen carefully and try to imagine the situation in your mind. Picture the sounds around you, the people talking nearby, the cups moving across tables, and the feeling of seeing someone after a long time. Hey, it's been such a long time. I almost didn't recognize you when you walked in. I know. I was thinking the same thing. You actually look different. Did you change something? Maybe it's the haircut, or maybe I just look more tired from work these days. No, not tired. Maybe busier. There's a difference. That sounds like a very kind way of saying I look stressed. No, seriously. So tell me, how have things been? Last time we talked, you had just started your new job. Honestly, it's been exciting, but also challenging. At first, I felt completely overwhelmed. There was so much information, so many new people, and I constantly felt like I was trying to catch up. Oh, I can imagine. Starting something new is always difficult. Now, let's slow down and think about what happened in that conversation. Notice that nobody spoke using short textbook sentences. Instead of saying, "I am stressed," the speaker said, "I felt completely overwhelmed." That expression is very common in advanced English. When someone says they feel overwhelmed, it means they feel like they have too many things happening at once, too many responsibilities, too much pressure. Repeat after me. I felt completely overwhelmed. Good. One more time. At first, I felt completely overwhelmed. Now, let's practice naturally. Imagine your first week at a new school or your first day at a new workplace. You can say, I felt overwhelmed because everything was new. Or maybe, I felt overwhelmed because I had so many things to learn. Try speaking aloud. Do not rush. Focus on rhythm and flow. Now, let's continue the conversation. So, do you finally feel comfortable now? Or are you still trying to adjust? I think I'm finally getting used to things, although there are still days when I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Really? You seem confident. That's funny, because confidence is not always what people think it is. Sometimes I look confident while secretly feeling confused. I think everybody does that sometimes. I guess you're right. I used to think adults had everything figured out, but now I realize most people are just doing their best. That last sentence is very natural and very powerful. Most people are just doing their best. Native speakers often use expressions like this because they sound honest and realistic. It means people are trying as hard as they can, even if life feels difficult. Now, I want you to practice listening deeply. I'm going to give you several sentences, and I want you to imagine the emotion behind each one. I thought I knew what I was doing. I assumed everything would be easy. I slowly realized I was wrong. I'm still learning every day. Notice how these sentences create a story. Advanced English listening is not only hearing words, it is understanding feelings, intentions, and hidden meaning. Now, let's move into another real-life situation. Imagine two coworkers talking during a lunch break. So, are you looking forward to the weekend? Honestly, I haven't even thought about it yet. Really? It's only 2 days away. I know, but this week has felt incredibly long. Busy? Very busy. I've been jumping from one task to another all week. Oh, I hate weeks like that. Exactly. Every time I finished one thing, something else suddenly appeared. Have you noticed another useful expression? Jumping from one task to another. This expression means being extremely busy and constantly changing focus. Repeat after me. I've been jumping from one task to another. Excellent. Now, create your own example. Maybe, today I've been jumping from one thing to another. Or, yesterday I spent the whole day jumping from task to task. Practice speaking naturally. Listening at B2 level means understanding patterns. Because conversations follow emotional patterns. People explain problems, react, agree, disagree, tell stories, and share experiences. The more examples you hear, the easier English becomes. Now, imagine another daily situation. You are on the phone with a friend. Hey, sorry for calling so late. No worries. Is everything okay? Yeah. I just needed to talk to someone. You sound stressed. It's just one of those days. What happened? I don't even know where to begin. This phrase is extremely common. I don't even know where to begin. People say this when there are many things to explain and they feel emotionally overwhelmed. Repeat after me. I don't even know where to begin. Good. Now, practice imagining situations. Maybe your day was difficult. Maybe too many problems happened at once. You can naturally say, honestly, I don't even know where to begin. This is important because advanced listening is not only understanding formal English, it is understanding emotional English, everyday English, human English, because real conversations are emotional, and emotions change the way people speak. As you continue listening today, pay attention not only to words, but also to feelings, because fluent listeners do not only hear language, they understand people. Now, let's continue training your ears with another real-life situation. This time, imagine you are talking with a friend who recently moved to a new city. Maybe they moved for work, maybe for school, or maybe they simply wanted a fresh start. Try to picture the scene clearly in your mind. Imagine sitting together during a quiet afternoon conversation. So, how are you settling into the new city? It's been interesting so far. Interesting? That sounds like a careful answer. What can I say? I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it. Oh, really? I thought you were excited about moving. I was, and I still am. But excitement and reality are not always the same thing. What do you mean? Well, before moving here, I imagined everything would immediately feel exciting and new. I thought I'd quickly make friends, discover favorite places, and feel at home right away. And then reality showed up. What happened? Nothing terrible happened. That's the strange part. It's just taking longer than I expected. I think that's normal. Maybe. I guess I underestimated how difficult change can be. Listen carefully to that expression. I underestimated how difficult change can be. This is very natural B2 level English. To underestimate something means you believed it would be easier, smaller, or less difficult than it actually was. Repeat after me. I underestimated how difficult change can be. Very good. Now, let's practice naturally. Imagine you started learning something new, perhaps driving, cooking, or learning English. You could say, I underestimated how much practice I would need. Or maybe, I underestimated how long the process would take. Speak slowly and clearly. Now, let's continue. You know what I think? What? I think people often underestimate emotional changes. What do you mean? People prepare for practical things, like finding an apartment or learning directions, but they forget about loneliness, uncertainty, and missing familiar things. That's actually true. I think starting over sounds exciting until you actually do it. Exactly. This is another important thing advanced learners need to notice. Conversations often contain agreement without using the word agree. Instead, people say things like, that's actually true. Exactly. I know what you mean. Or, you're probably right. These small reactions make conversations sound natural. Now, repeat after me. That's actually true. I know what you mean. You're probably right. Excellent. Now, let's move into a speaking practice exercise. I'm going to give you a situation, and I want you to think of your own response. Imagine your friend says, learning English is taking much longer than I expected. You could respond naturally by saying, I know what you mean. Sometimes progress feels slower than we expect. Or, you're probably right. Learning a language takes patience. Or, I think many people underestimate how long fluency takes. Notice something important. These are not difficult sentences, but they sound natural because they connect ideas smoothly. Now, let's continue with another conversation. This time, imagine two coworkers talking after work. Are you heading home now? Actually, I might stay a little longer. Really? I thought everyone had already left. Most people have. Then why are you staying? I've been staring at the same report for 2 hours, and I still feel like I'm not finished. Maybe your brain just needs a break. Honestly, you might be right. Sometimes working longer doesn't mean working better. I hate that you're making sense right now. That last sentence is something native speakers say jokingly. I hate that you're making sense right now. Of course, they do not truly hate it. They mean, I know you're right. Even though I don't want you to be. Repeat after me. You're making sense. I hate that you're making sense right now. Excellent. Advanced English becomes easier when you stop translating word by word. Instead, listen for meaning, emotion, and intention. Now, let's practice understanding emotional meaning. Listen carefully. I'm fine. Simple sentence, right? But now, listen again. I'm fine. Now, I'm fine. And now, I'm fine. The words stayed exactly the same, but the meaning changed completely. In real conversations, tone matters. Sometimes I'm fine means everything is okay. Sometimes it means I'm tired. Sometimes it means I don't want to talk. And sometimes it means please ask me again. That is why advanced listening requires more than vocabulary knowledge. You are listening for voice changes, pauses, energy, and emotion. Now, imagine a friend says, I'm fine. Just a little tired. What would you say? Maybe, are you sure everything's okay? Or, you seem a little stressed today. Or maybe, do you want to talk about it? Good. Now, speak those sentences aloud, because listening and speaking grow together. Now, let's continue with one more situation. Imagine two friends planning a weekend. So, any plans for Saturday? I'm not sure yet. Come on, you always have plans. Not this time. Really? Honestly. I've been so busy lately that I kind of want to do nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No alarms, no schedule, no stress. That actually sounds amazing. Notice the expression. I kind of want to. Native speakers use kind of all the time because it softens what they say. Instead of saying, I want to stay home, people often say, I kind of want to stay home. Instead of, I'm tired, people say, I'm kind of tired. Repeat after me. I kind of want to relax. I'm kind of tired today. Very good. As you continue listening today, remember something important. Fluency is not built from difficult words. It grows from understanding how ordinary people speak in ordinary moments. Because real English lives inside everyday conversations, not perfect textbook examples. And the more you listen, the more natural it begins to feel. Now, let's move into another realistic situation that happens in everyday life. Imagine two friends talking while walking home after a long day. The weather is cool. The streets are quieter than usual, and sometimes the best conversations happen during simple moments like these. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you ever feel like time moves faster as you get older? All the time. I'm serious. So am I. I remember when 1 year used to feel incredibly long. I know exactly what you mean. But now, I feel like weeks disappear. Honestly, sometimes Monday arrives and suddenly it feels like Friday. Exactly. It's strange. I think life gets busier, and when life gets busier, time feels shorter. I've never thought about it that way. Now, pause for a moment and notice that phrase. I've never thought about it that way. This is a very natural response people use when someone gives them a new perspective. It means, I never considered that idea before. Repeat after me. I've never thought about it that way. Very good. Now, let's practice naturally. Imagine someone says, learning English becomes easier when you stop trying to be perfect. You could respond, I've never thought about it that way. Or maybe someone says, people learn faster when they enjoy the process. Again, I've never thought about it that way. Excellent. Now, let's continue. You know what else I've noticed? What? I think people spend so much time waiting for big moments that they forget to enjoy ordinary days. What do you mean? I mean, people say things like, I'll be happy when I get a better job, or I'll relax after this busy month ends. That's true. But then another goal appears, and another one after that. So happiness keeps moving. Exactly. This conversation contains hidden meaning, and understanding hidden meaning is an important B2 listening skill. The speaker never directly says, people should enjoy the present. But that idea is still there. Real conversations often work like this. People suggest ideas without saying them directly. Now, I want you to listen carefully. I'll be happy when things slow down. What is the speaker really saying? Maybe they are tired. Maybe stressed. Maybe overwhelmed. Maybe they need balance. Advanced listening means hearing more than words. Now, let's move into another real-life conversation. Imagine two coworkers standing near a window during lunch break. You've been unusually quiet today. Have I? Yeah. A little. I didn't even notice. Everything okay? Yeah. I'm okay. You sure? Honestly, my mind has just been somewhere else today. Oh, I've got a lot on my mind. Notice that expression. I've got a lot on my mind. Native speakers use this constantly. It means someone is thinking about many problems, worries, or responsibilities. Repeat after me. I've got a lot on my mind. Again. I've got a lot on my mind lately. Very good. Now, imagine your own situation. Maybe you have exams. Maybe work responsibilities. Maybe family concerns. You could naturally say, I've had a lot on my mind recently. Or, I couldn't focus because I had too much on my mind. Practice speaking aloud. Now, let's continue the conversation. You want to talk about it? I'm not even sure where to start. Start anywhere. I think I've just been feeling uncertain lately. Uncertain about what? About work. About future plans. About where things are going. I understand. I think everyone reaches that point sometimes. That expression is very useful. I think everyone reaches that point sometimes. It creates connection and understanding. Repeat after me. Everyone reaches that point sometimes. Excellent. Now, let's practice your listening reactions. Imagine your friend says, I'm feeling uncertain about my future. You could answer, I understand. Or, I think everyone feels that way sometimes. Or, you don't have to figure everything out immediately. Notice how natural conversation is often supportive, not complicated. Now, let's move into a slightly different situation. Imagine two friends talking while waiting in line somewhere. Sorry I'm late. You're only 5 minutes late. I know, but I hate making people wait. You worry too much. I probably do. No, seriously, you apologize for everything. That's not true. It absolutely is. I don't apologize that much. You apologized to a chair yesterday. What? You bumped into a chair and said sorry. Okay, maybe you have a point. This conversation feels natural because of humor, and advanced learners need exposure to humor too, because people joke constantly in English. Notice this phrase. You have a point. Repeat after me. You have a point. This means someone made a good argument, or said something you agree with. Examples. You have a point. Maybe I do need more practice. Or, you have a point. I should probably get more sleep. Very good. Now, let's do a short listening exercise. Listen carefully. I guess I've been overthinking things lately. Again. I guess I've been overthinking things lately. What does overthinking mean? It means thinking too much about something, often creating stress. Now, create your own sentence. Maybe, I overthink small problems. Or, I tend to overthink situations. Excellent. As your listening improves, you will start noticing repeated patterns in conversations, not just words, but emotions, reactions, humor, agreement, uncertainty, and support. Because advanced English is not simply about understanding language, it is about understanding people, and the closer you get to real human conversations, the closer you get to fluency. Now, let's continue with another real-life situation. Because one of the best ways to train advanced listening is by entering different everyday environments in your imagination. This time, imagine two friends meeting again after one of them recently returned from a trip. Maybe they have not talked in weeks, and now they finally have time to catch up. So, welcome back. Thank you. How was the trip? Honestly? Of course. It was amazing, exhausting, exciting, stressful, and unforgettable. That sounds like 5 different trips. I know. So what happened? Too much happened. I have time. Okay, where do I even start? Notice that expression again. Where do I even start? Advanced speakers repeat patterns naturally, and this expression is very common when someone has many things to explain. Let's continue. The first few days were great. Everything felt new and exciting. Sounds perfect. It did, until I got completely lost. Lost where? Downtown. How? I followed directions from my phone and somehow ended up walking in the wrong direction for 40 minutes. 40 minutes? 40 very hot and very confusing minutes. That sounds terrible. At the time, yes. But now, it's actually funny. Notice something interesting here. People often tell stories by changing emotional perspective. Something stressful in the moment becomes funny later. That happens all the time in real conversations. Repeat after me. At the time. At the time it felt stressful. At the time I felt nervous. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. Maybe, at the time I felt embarrassed. Or, at the time I thought everything was a disaster. Very good. Now, let's continue. So, what did you do after you realized you were lost? At first I panicked. Really? Just a little. Then what? Then I realized something. What? I realized I had 2 choices. Okay. I could either keep stressing, or I could just enjoy being somewhere new. And honestly, that changed everything. This sentence is important. I could either keep stressing or enjoy the moment. Notice the structure. I could either, or. Repeat after me. I could either stay home or go out. I could either wait or make a decision. Excellent. Now, let's do listening practice. Listen carefully. I could either worry about making mistakes or continue speaking and improve. Again. I could either worry about making mistakes or continue speaking and improve. Very good. Now, imagine another situation. 2 friends talking about learning something difficult. So, how's your driving practice going? It's improving. Just improving? Okay. Slowly improving. Still nervous? A little. I thought you said you were feeling more comfortable. I am. But there's a big difference between feeling comfortable and feeling confident. Interesting. What do you mean? I mean, I feel comfortable driving familiar roads. Okay, but confidence is different. How? Confidence means trusting yourself even when things become unexpected. Pause for a moment. That conversation contains an advanced idea, the difference between comfort and confidence. Real conversations often include comparisons like this. Listen again. There's a big difference between feeling comfortable and feeling confident. Repeat after me. There's a big difference between practice and experience. There's a big difference between hearing and understanding. Excellent. Now, let's continue. So, what still makes you nervous? Parking. Parking. Yes. Out of everything? Absolutely. Why? I don't know. Really? Okay, maybe I know. What is it? I think I worry too much about what other people think. That sentence is extremely natural. I worry too much about what other people think. Repeat after me. I worry too much. Again. I think I worry too much sometimes. Excellent. Now, imagine your own situation. Maybe speaking English. Maybe public speaking. Maybe meeting new people. You could say, I think I worry too much about making mistakes. Or, I worry too much about what people think. Now, let's practice listening for hidden feelings. Listen carefully. I'm not worried. Now listen. No, really. I'm not worried. And now. I mean, I'm not worried, probably. Can you hear the difference? The words almost stay the same, but uncertainty slowly appears. Real conversations contain these little changes. Fluent listeners notice hesitation. They notice pauses. They notice energy. And they notice emotional signals. Now, imagine this situation. Two friends discussing future plans. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh no. What? I hate questions like that. Why? Because I never know how to answer. Really? Honestly. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to be next year. Fair enough. Life changes too quickly. Notice that expression. Fair enough. People use this when they understand and accept someone's point. Repeat after me. Fair enough. Again. That's fair enough. Now, practice. Maybe someone says, I'm too tired to go out tonight. You answer, fair enough. Or, I'm still learning. Fair enough. Very natural. As you continue becoming an advanced listener, remember something important. Understanding English does not mean understanding every single word. It means following ideas, emotions, reactions, and human connection. Because real conversations are messy sometimes. People pause, people change topics, people hesitate, people laugh unexpectedly. And the more real conversations you hear, the more natural English begins to feel inside your mind. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because daily conversations are not only about sharing stories, they are also about opinions, disagreements, misunderstandings, and learning how people naturally react to each other. This time, imagine two friends having a conversation after watching a movie together. So, what did you think? About the movie? No, about the weather. Very funny. So? Honestly, I'm not sure. Not sure. I didn't hate it. That doesn't sound very positive. I didn't love it either. Wow. What? You're giving the most confusing review I've ever heard. No, listen, it wasn't bad. Okay, but it also wasn't great. So you're somewhere in the middle. Exactly. This conversation contains something very important for B2 learners. People often avoid strong opinions. Instead of saying it was terrible or it was amazing, they use softer language. Listen carefully. I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. These are very natural expressions. Repeat after me. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I'm somewhere in the middle. Excellent. Now, practice naturally. Maybe someone asks, Did you like the restaurant? You could answer, it wasn't bad. Or, I'm somewhere in the middle. Maybe someone asks, how was your first day at work? You might say, I didn't hate it. Very natural. Now, let's continue. So, what didn't you like? I think the story moved too slowly. Really? Yeah, that's interesting because I thought the opposite. What do you mean? I thought everything happened too fast. Seriously? Seriously. That makes no sense. See? This is why I never trust your opinions. Notice that phrase. What do you mean? This is one of the most common expressions in English, and it is used constantly. Repeat after me. What do you mean? Again. What exactly do you mean? Very good. Now, imagine situations. Someone says, I think learning English should be fun. You ask, what do you mean? Or someone says, I think confidence matters more than perfection. Again, what do you mean? Simple, but natural. Now, let's continue the conversation. Okay, explain your opinion. I just felt like there wasn't enough time to connect with the characters. What? I think you expected too much. Expected too much? Yeah. Maybe. Sometimes people enjoy things more when they stop expecting perfection. That's probably true. Notice another useful expression. That's probably true. Not, I completely agree. Not, you're absolutely correct. Just, that's probably true. Very natural. Repeat after me. That's probably true. Excellent. Now, let's move into a listening exercise. Listen carefully. Maybe I expected too much. Again. Maybe I expected too much. What hidden meaning can you hear? The speaker is admitting something. They are reflecting. They are reconsidering their opinion. Real conversations often involve changing opinions slowly. Now, let's imagine another daily life situation. Two coworkers talking after a meeting. Well, that meeting felt long. Long. Very long. It was only 30 minutes. I know. So why did it feel long? Because 30 minutes can feel like 3 hours, depending on the meeting. Fair point. Exactly. Notice that expression. Fair point. This is extremely common. It means, that is a good argument. Repeat after me. Fair point. Again. That's a fair point. Excellent. Now, practice. Someone says, learning slowly is still progress. You answer, fair point. Someone says, people learn better when they relax. Again, fair point. Now, let's continue. So, what made the meeting so difficult? Honestly? Yeah, I think everyone kept repeating the same ideas. Oh, and nobody wanted to make a decision. I hate meetings like that. Exactly. You leave feeling tired, but nothing changes. This sentence sounds very natural because people often describe experiences emotionally. You leave feeling tired. You walk away feeling confused. You end up feeling disappointed. Repeat after me. I walked away feeling frustrated. I left feeling exhausted. Excellent. Now, imagine your own examples. Maybe after an exam. I walked away feeling relieved. Or after a conversation. I left feeling more confident. Very good. Now, let's practice listening for attitude. Listen carefully. That meeting was interesting. Now, that meeting was interesting. Can you hear it? The pause changes everything. Sometimes people pause before a word because they do not really mean it positively. Sometimes interesting secretly means strange, confusing, or even not very good. This is why advanced listening is about context. Not just vocabulary, not just grammar, but understanding people. Now, imagine a friend asks, "So, how was your date?" You answer, "It was interesting." Immediately, people understand there is more meaning hiding there. Because pauses communicate emotion. Silence communicates emotion. Even hesitation communicates emotion. And the more you train your ears to hear these patterns, the closer you move toward understanding English naturally, not as a student, but as a real listener, living inside the language. Now, let's continue with another real-life conversation, because advanced English listening becomes stronger when you hear people speaking in different emotional situations. Sometimes conversations are energetic, sometimes serious, and sometimes they happen during ordinary moments that unexpectedly become meaningful. Imagine two friends sitting together late in the evening after a long day. Maybe they are relaxing after work. Maybe they are watching the city lights outside a window, and the conversation slowly becomes more personal. "You seem happier lately." "Do I?" "Yeah, that's interesting." "Why?" "Because I don't think anything major has changed." "Really?" "Really." "Then maybe something small changed." "What do you mean?" "I don't know. Maybe your routine changed. Maybe your mindset changed." What? "I think you might be right." "What makes you say that?" "Because I've been paying more attention to small things recently." "Like what?" "I don't know. Sleeping better, taking breaks, spending less time on my phone." Pause for a moment and notice that phrase. "I've been paying more attention to." This expression is used constantly in natural English. Repeat after me. "I've been paying more attention to my habits." "I've been paying more attention lately." Excellent. Now, create your own examples. Maybe, "I've been paying more attention to my health." Or, "I've been paying more attention to my English practice." Very good. Now, let's continue. "You know what's strange?" "What?" "I used to think big changes created happiness. And now, I think small habits create bigger changes over time." Interesting. I mean, one better habit doesn't change your life overnight. True. But small things repeated every day eventually become something important. I never thought about it like that. Notice how naturally ideas are developing. Nobody is using complicated grammar, but the conversation still feels meaningful. Now, repeat after me. Small things repeated every day become something important. Very good. Now, imagine your own speaking practice. You could say, "Small improvements create big results." Or, "Small habits slowly change people." Excellent. Now, let's move into another realistic situation. Imagine two coworkers walking out of work together. You look exhausted. "I feel exhausted." "Long day." "Long week." "That bad?" "Not exactly bad." "Then what?" "I don't know." "What do you mean?" "Have you ever been busy for so long that you stop noticing how tired you are?" "Oh wow." "What?" "I know exactly what you mean." "Really?" "Yeah. It's like your brain keeps moving, but your energy quietly disappears." That is exactly it. Listen carefully to this phrase. "I know exactly what you mean." People use this constantly. Repeat after me. "I know exactly what you mean." Again. "I know exactly what you mean." Excellent. Now, practice naturally. Someone says, "I'm nervous about speaking English." You answer, "I know exactly what you mean." Someone says, "I feel like there aren't enough hours in the day." Again, "I know exactly what you mean." Very natural. Now, continue listening. "So, what are you going to do tonight?" "Honestly? Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No plans? No responsibilities. No schedule. Nope. That sounds nice. It sounds necessary. Notice that last sentence. It sounds necessary. Not just. It sounds nice. Not just. It sounds good. The speaker chose a stronger emotional word. Necessary. Meaning they truly need rest. Now, repeat after me. It sounds necessary. Very good. Now, let's practice emotional listening. Listen carefully. I'm tired. Now. I'm really tired. Now. I'm exhausted. Now. I'm completely exhausted. Can you hear the intensity increasing? Advanced English speakers naturally change emotional strength. Tired. Very tired. Exhausted. Completely exhausted. Now, create your own examples. I'm a little nervous. I'm really nervous. I'm extremely nervous. Excellent. Now, let's continue with another conversation. Imagine two friends discussing personal goals. So, what's one thing you want to improve this year? Only one thing? Okay. What are a few things? Take your time. I think I want to become more consistent. Consistent. Yeah. With what? Everything. That sounds very broad. I know. What do you mean exactly? I start things with a lot of energy. Okay. And then after a while, I slowly lose motivation. Oh. So I'm trying to become someone who keeps going even when motivation disappears. Pause here for a moment. That sentence contains a very advanced life idea. Keep going even when motivation disappears. Repeat after me. Keep going even when motivation disappears. Excellent. Now, imagine your English journey. You can say, I want to keep going even when progress feels slow. Or, I want to continue even when motivation disappears. Very good. Because the truth is, motivation changes. Energy changes. Feelings change. But habits stay. And advanced English listening works exactly the same way. You improve little by little. Conversation by conversation. Sentence by sentence. Until one day, you suddenly realize something surprising. You are no longer translating. You are no longer struggling to follow every sentence. You are simply listening, understanding, and enjoying the conversation naturally. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because in real life, people often talk about decisions, uncertainty, and moments when they are trying to figure things out. These conversations are extremely useful because they contain natural hesitation, opinions, emotions, and everyday vocabulary. Imagine two friends having a conversation during a weekend walk through a park. So, have you made a decision yet? About what? You know exactly what. Oh, that. Yes, that. Honestly, not yet. I thought you said you were close. I was. What changed? I started thinking too much. What? I had a feeling you were going to say that. Pause for a moment. Notice the expression. I had a feeling. Native speakers use this all the time. I had a feeling you were busy. I had a feeling something was wrong. I had a feeling you would say that. Repeat after me. I had a feeling. Again. I had a feeling something was different. Very good. Now, let's continue. So, what are you overthinking? Everything. Very specific. I'm serious. Okay. What if I make the wrong decision? What if you make the right one? You always do that. Do what? You answer questions with another question. Because sometimes people already know the answer. This conversation contains something important. Real English conversations often include playful disagreement. People challenge ideas naturally. Now, repeat after me. What if I make the wrong decision? What if things work out? Excellent. Now, create your own examples. What if I fail? What if I succeed? Very good. Now, listen carefully. Sometimes advanced listening is noticing emotional direction. At the beginning of the conversation, the speaker sounds worried. Then, the second person changes perspective. And, suddenly, the emotional energy changes. Real conversations often move like that. Now, let's continue. You know what I think? What? I think you're waiting for certainty. Maybe. But certainty doesn't really exist. What do you mean? I mean, nobody knows exactly what will happen. So your advice is, what? My advice is to stop waiting for perfect answers. Because sometimes people spend so much time waiting that they never start. Listen carefully to that phrase. People spend so much time waiting that they never start. Repeat after me. I spent so much time worrying that I never started. Very good. Now, imagine your own examples. I spent so much time thinking that I never acted. Or, I spent so much time preparing that I never began. Excellent. Now, let's move into another realistic conversation. Imagine two coworkers talking while making coffee during a break. You seem unusually happy today. Do I? Definitely. What gave it away? You walked into the office smiling. Oh, and you never do that. Wow. What? I didn't realize my usual face looked so serious. It does. That's slightly concerning. This phrase is very natural. That's slightly concerning. People often use words like slightly, a little, kind of, or somewhat to soften what they say. Repeat after me. That's slightly concerning. I'm a little worried. I'm kind of confused. Very good. Now, continue listening. So what happened? Nothing major. Really? Yeah. Then why are you in such a good mood? I honestly don't know. You don't know? No. Come on. I'm serious. So you just woke up happy? I guess. What? I'm trying to understand this very unusual situation. Notice something important. People joke by pretending ordinary things are unusual. This creates humor naturally. Now, repeat after me. I'm trying to understand this situation. Excellent. Now, let's practice emotional listening. Listen carefully. I guess. Simple words. But listen again. I guess. Now. I guess. The pause changes the feeling. Sometimes I guess sounds confident. Sometimes uncertain. Sometimes thoughtful. Sometimes reluctant. Advanced listening means noticing these tiny emotional shifts. Now, imagine this situation. Your friend asks, "Do you think your English is improving?" You answer, "I guess so." That sounds less confident. Now, "Yeah, I think so." Different feeling. Now, absolutely. Completely different energy. Real conversations are full of emotional signals like these. Now, let's continue with one more situation. Two friends talking after trying something new. So, how was the class? It was harder than I expected. Oh no. No, not in a bad way. What do you mean? I just realized how much I still have to learn. That sounds frustrating. Actually, not really. No. No. Why not? Because for the first time, I felt challenged in a good way. Pause and notice that phrase. Challenged in a good way. Repeat after me. I felt challenged in a good way. Excellent. Now, imagine your own examples. This conversation challenged me in a good way. Learning English challenges me in a good way. Very good. Because growth often feels uncomfortable at first. Sometimes confusion means learning. Sometimes difficulty means progress. And sometimes, the moments that feel challenging today become the moments you are most thankful for later. That is true in life. And it is also true in language learning. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening practice situation, because real-life English conversations are often full of unexpected topic changes. People rarely sit down and speak in perfect organized patterns. Instead, conversations move naturally from one thought to another, and becoming comfortable with these transitions is an important B2 listening skill. Imagine two friends meeting for lunch after not seeing each other for several months. Wow! I can't believe it's already been 6 months. 6 months. Yeah. No way. Yes way. That doesn't feel possible. I know. I honestly thought it had only been a few weeks. Same. It's strange how time works. Seriously. The older I get, the faster time seems to move. Pause for a moment. Listen carefully to that phrase. The older I get, the faster time seems to move. This structure is extremely common. Repeat after me. The more I practice, the easier it becomes. The more I listen, the more I understand. The older I get, the faster time moves. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. The more I study English, the more confident I feel. Or, the more I speak, the more natural it becomes. Very good. Now, let's continue. So, what's new with you? Honestly, not much. Really? Well, actually, now that I think about it, a lot has happened. There it is. What? The classic response. What classic response? First people say, nothing is new. Okay. And then, 10 seconds later, they remember 15 different life updates. Okay, fair point. Notice that phrase. Now that I think about it. People use this all the time when they suddenly remember something. Repeat after me. Now that I think about it. Again. Now that I think about it, you're right. Excellent. Now, practice naturally. Now that I think about it. I was nervous. Now that I think about it. I learned a lot. Very good. Now, continue listening. So what happened? Well, I changed apartments. Oh wow. I started exercising again. Nice. And I've been trying to spend less time online. Really? Yeah. How's that going? Honestly? Yeah. It's harder than I expected. This expression appears again. It's harder than I expected. Very natural. Because people often compare expectations and reality. Repeat after me. It's harder than I expected. It's easier than I expected. Excellent. Now, imagine situations. Learning pronunciation is harder than I expected. Or, speaking became easier than I expected. Very good. Now, let's continue. So, why is spending less time online difficult? I didn't realize how automatic it had become. What do you mean? I pick up my phone without even thinking about it. Oh. Sometimes I unlock my phone and then forget why I picked it up. Wait. What? I do that too. Really? All the time. That phrase is very common. Without even thinking about it. Repeat after me. I did it without even thinking about it. Again. Sometimes I react without even thinking. Excellent. Now, let's do a listening exercise. Listen carefully. I reached for my phone without even thinking about it. Again. I reached for my phone without even thinking about it. What does it mean? It means the action became automatic, natural, habitual. Now, imagine your own examples. I answered automatically, without even thinking. Or, I apologized without even thinking about it. Very good. Now, let's move into another everyday conversation. Imagine two friends talking after trying a new restaurant. So, be honest. Okay, what did you think? It was good. Just good. Why does everyone ask follow-up questions? Because good tells me nothing. Fine. So, the food was great. Okay. The service was slow. Okay. And the chairs were somehow uncomfortable and comfortable at the same time. What does that even mean? I have no idea. Notice that expression. What does that even mean? People use the word even for emphasis all the time. Repeat after me. What does that even mean? How did that even happen? Why would you even do that? Excellent. Now, practice naturally. Someone says, I accidentally sent the message to myself. You respond. How did that even happen? Very natural. Now, continue listening. You know what your problem is? What? You notice strange details. What kind of strange details? Very specific strange details. Like chair comfort. That's important. No, it absolutely is. This conversation feels real because people naturally exaggerate during casual conversations. Advanced English contains humor, exaggeration, personality, and playful disagreement. Because real conversations are not perfect language exercises. They are human moments. Moments filled with reactions, opinions, random thoughts, and unexpected directions. And the more your ears become familiar with these natural patterns, the less English feels like studying, and the more it begins to feel like simply understanding people around you. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening practice situation, because some of the most important conversations in daily life happen when people reflect on changes, growth, and moments when they realize they are not the same person they used to be. These conversations are powerful because they contain emotions, memories, comparisons, and deeper meaning. Imagine two friends talking while looking through old photos on a phone. Oh wow. What? I can't believe this picture still exists. No way. Yes way. Delete it immediately. Absolutely not. Come on. No chance. I looked ridiculous. You looked normal. I absolutely did not look normal. Pause for a moment. Notice something very natural here. People often exaggerate emotions while joking. I looked ridiculous. I looked terrible. I looked so awkward. These expressions appear constantly in casual conversations. Repeat after me. I looked ridiculous. I felt awkward. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. I felt awkward during my first presentation. Or, I looked nervous in that photo. Very good. Now, let's continue. Honestly, I barely recognize myself. Really? Yeah, you don't seem that different. I'm not talking about appearance. Oh, I mean everything else. What do you mean? I think I've changed a lot over the last few years. In what way? Take your time. I think I used to worry about things that don't really matter anymore. This sentence is very natural and meaningful. I used to worry about things that don't really matter anymore. Repeat after me. I used to worry too much. Again. I used to think differently. Excellent. Now, let's practice naturally. I used to be shy. I used to avoid speaking English. I used to overthink everything. Very good. Now, continue listening. So what changed? I'm not completely sure. No, no. Then what do you think happened? I think life happened. What does that mean? I think experiences change people quietly. Quietly. Yeah, not all changes happen dramatically. What do you mean? Sometimes people change little by little, and they don't notice it immediately. Pause and notice something important. The speaker is expressing an idea slowly. Real conversations often unfold gradually. People search for words. They think while speaking. And advanced listeners become comfortable with that. Now, repeat after me. People change little by little. Excellent. Now, imagine your own example. My English improved little by little. Or, my confidence grew little by little. Very good. Now, let's continue. You know what's strange? What? I used to think confidence meant never feeling nervous. Really? Yeah. And now, I think confidence means continuing even while feeling nervous. I like that. Why? Because that feels more realistic. This sentence contains an important V2 idea. Confidence does not always mean comfort. Repeat after me. Confidence means continuing. Again. Confidence means trying again. Excellent. Now, let's move into another everyday conversation. Imagine two coworkers talking before an important meeting. You ready? For the meeting? Yeah, not even a little. Seriously? Seriously. You'll be fine. People always say that. Because it's true. Maybe. You've prepared. I know. You've practiced. I know. You know what you're doing. I know. Then why are you nervous? Because being prepared and feeling prepared are completely different things. Pause for a moment. That sentence sounds extremely natural. Being prepared and feeling prepared are completely different things. Repeat after me. There's a difference between knowing and feeling. Very good. Now, create examples. There's a difference between hearing and understanding. There's a difference between speaking and speaking confidently. Excellent. Now, continue listening. So, what usually helps? What helps what? Feeling less nervous. Good question. I know. Honestly, reminding myself that nobody expects perfection. That actually makes sense. People say this all the time. That makes sense. Repeat after me. That makes sense. Again. Actually, that makes sense. Excellent. Now, imagine situations. Someone says, the more you practice, the more comfortable you become. You answer, that makes sense. Someone says, people learn better when they stop being afraid of mistakes. Again, that makes sense. Very natural. Now, let's practice emotional listening. Listen carefully. I'm ready. Now. I think I'm ready. Now. I guess I'm ready. Now. I'm probably ready. Can you hear the difference? Each sentence slowly becomes less certain. Real conversations often communicate confidence through tiny changes, not only through vocabulary, but through hesitation, pauses, and emotional signals. And the more your ears learn to notice these patterns, the more naturally you begin understanding real English as it is actually spoken every day, not perfect English, but human English. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation. Because one thing that happens constantly in real life is misunderstanding people. Sometimes we misunderstand words, sometimes tone, and sometimes we completely misunderstand situations. Learning to follow these moments is extremely useful because real conversations are rarely perfectly clear. Imagine two friends talking after one of them sent a strange text message earlier that day. So, I have to ask. Ask what? What exactly did your message mean this morning? My message? Yes. What about it? It said, well, this is unexpected. Yeah, that was all you wrote. Right. So naturally. I thought something happened. Oh no. What? I completely forgot I sent that. Forgot? Yes. I spent 2 hours wondering if you had terrible news. Oh wow. I thought maybe you lost your job, or your car broke down, or something serious happened. No. Then what happened? My favorite coffee shop changed their menu. Seriously? Pause for a moment. That little pause says everything. Because sometimes silence becomes part of communication. And that reaction is very natural. Repeat after me. Seriously? Again. Wait, seriously? Excellent. Now, imagine situations. Someone says, I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. You answer, seriously? Or, I forgot my own birthday once. Wait, seriously? Very natural. Now, continue listening. You thought I had terrible news? Of course. Why? Because of the way you wrote the message. What was wrong with it? It sounded dramatic. Dramatic? Very dramatic. I didn't realize that. Words matter. That sentence is simple, but important. Words matter. Repeat after me. Words matter. Very good. Now, listen carefully. Sometimes people do not misunderstand vocabulary. They misunderstand tone. For example, I need to talk to you. Simple sentence. But imagine receiving that message unexpectedly. Many people immediately think something bad happened, even though maybe the person simply wants to ask a question. Real communication includes emotional interpretation. Now, let's continue. You know what your problem is? Oh no. What? You underestimate how people read messages. Maybe. No, definitely. Okay. You use mysterious sentences. I do not. You absolutely do. Again, we see playful disagreement. Notice something. Real conversations repeat patterns. You absolutely do. You definitely do. You always do that. These small phrases appear constantly. Repeat after me. You definitely do. Excellent. Now, let's move into another situation. Imagine two coworkers speaking after a presentation. So, how do you think it went? What? I'm thinking. That doesn't look encouraging. No. Then what? I think it went okay. Just okay. Maybe better than okay. That sounds slightly more positive. Notice the phrase. Slightly more positive. Native speakers often soften opinions. Repeat after me. Slightly better. Slightly different. Slightly more difficult. Excellent. Now, continue listening. I made a few mistakes though. Everyone makes mistakes. I know. And honestly, I don't think anyone noticed. You really think so? Absolutely. What? I always assume people notice everything. Pause for a moment. This sentence is very natural. I always assume people notice everything. Repeat after me. I always assume the worst. I always assume people are busy. Excellent. Now, create examples. I always assume I need more time. Or, I always assume people are judging me. Very good. Now, let's continue. You know something interesting? What? I think most people spend too much time worrying about themselves. That sounds harsh. No. What do you mean? I mean, everyone is thinking about their own problems. Oh, so they are usually not paying attention to every small thing we do. Actually, that's comforting. Notice this phrase. That's comforting, meaning something makes you feel calmer. Repeat after me. That's comforting. Excellent. Now, let's do a listening exercise. Listen carefully. Nobody noticed. Now. Probably nobody noticed. Now. I'm pretty sure nobody noticed. Now. Honestly, nobody noticed. Can you hear confidence changing? Real speakers add emotional layers through small words. Probably. Pretty sure. Honestly. Maybe. Kind of. These little words create natural English. Now, imagine a friend says, I think I made too many mistakes. You answer, honestly. I'm pretty sure nobody noticed. Very natural. Because advanced English is not simply about long vocabulary lists. It is about hearing how ordinary people comfort each other, joke with each other, misunderstand each other, and communicate naturally. Because fluency begins to grow when English stops feeling like separate words and starts feeling like real human interaction. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because some of the most natural conversations happen when people remember experiences from the past. People tell stories constantly, stories about mistakes, embarrassing moments, surprising events, and small memories that become funny over time. Imagine two friends talking while waiting for a train. You know what I randomly remembered today? What? My first day at work. Oh no. What do you mean, oh no? That reaction tells me the story is going somewhere interesting. It absolutely is. Okay. Now, I'm curious. Honestly, I still feel embarrassed thinking about it. How bad was it? Very bad. Pause for a moment. Notice the reaction. Now, I'm curious. People use this phrase all the time. Repeat after me. Now, I'm curious. Again. Okay. Now, I'm curious. Excellent. Now, imagine situations. Someone says, I accidentally sent a message to the wrong person. You answer, okay. Now, I'm curious. Or, I have a strange story. Again. Now, I'm curious. Very natural. Now, continue listening. So what happened? Okay. I'm ready. On my first day, I wanted to make a good impression. Reasonable. So I arrived early. Good. I dressed professionally. Good. I practiced introducing myself. Still good. Then I walked confidently into the building. So far, everything sounds fine. That's because I haven't reached the embarrassing part yet. This phrase is very common. I haven't reached the embarrassing part yet. Repeat after me. I haven't reached that part yet. Excellent. Now, let's continue. So then what happened? I walked into a meeting room. Okay. And I sat down. Okay. And for 10 minutes, I confidently listened to a conversation. Still okay. Then someone looked at me and said, oh no. What? This is the wrong meeting. No. Yes. Pause for a moment. That silence creates humor. Real conversations often pause before important moments. Now, continue. Wait. What? You sat in the wrong meeting for 10 minutes? 10 very long minutes. And nobody said anything? No. What did you do? I apologized. Obviously. Then I stood up. Okay. And then I walked into a wall. No. Yes. No. Yes. Notice the repeated reaction. People naturally repeat short responses when they are surprised. No. Seriously? No way. Wait. These small reactions happen constantly. Repeat after me. No way. Seriously? Wait. What? Excellent. Now, imagine situations. Someone says, I forgot where I parked my car. You answer, no way. Someone says, I slept through 5 alarms. You say, seriously? Very natural. Now, let's continue. So basically, your first day was a disaster. That's the strange part. What? At the time, I thought it was a disaster. And now, I think it's funny. What? I think everyone has a story like that. Notice that phrase. Everyone has a story like that. Repeat after me. Everyone has moments like that. Very good. Now, create examples. Everyone makes mistakes like that. Everyone feels nervous sometimes. Excellent. Now, let's move into a short listening exercise. Listen carefully. At the time, I felt embarrassed. Now, looking back, I think it was funny. Again, looking back. This expression is extremely common. People use it when thinking about the past from a different perspective. Repeat after me. Looking back. I learned a lot. Looking back. I worried too much. Excellent. Now, imagine your own examples. Looking back. I was too hard on myself. Or, looking back. I learned from that experience. Very good. Now, let's continue. You know something interesting? What? I think embarrassing moments feel bigger when they happen. Definitely. But later, they usually become stories. That's true. And eventually, they become memories. Pause for a moment. That conversation contains a beautiful pattern. Problems become experiences. Experiences become stories. Stories become memories. And advanced English conversations often contain these emotional reflections. Because real people talk about feelings, growth, lessons, and the strange ways life changes our perspective. And the more you hear these natural thought patterns, the easier it becomes to understand English beyond grammar and vocabulary, because you begin understanding the people behind the language. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because one of the most common topics in everyday conversations is giving advice. Friends give advice. Coworkers give advice. Family members give advice. And sometimes people ask for help when they feel stuck or uncertain. These conversations are important because they contain opinions, encouragement, hesitation, and natural emotional language. Imagine 2 friends sitting in a quiet cafe during the afternoon. You seem distracted today. Do I? A little. Sorry. No need to apologize. I've just been thinking a lot. About what? Honestly, I've been feeling stuck lately. Stuck how? I don't know. What do you mean? I feel busy all the time, but somehow, I also feel like I'm not moving forward. Pause for a moment. That sentence sounds extremely natural. I feel busy all the time, but I don't feel like I'm moving forward. Repeat after me. I don't feel like I'm improving. I don't feel like I'm making progress. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. I don't feel like I'm getting better. Or, I don't feel like I'm learning fast enough. Very good. Now, continue listening. What? I think I know that feeling. Really? Yeah. When? Honestly? Yeah. More times than I can count. Notice this expression. More times than I can count. This means something happened many times. Repeat after me. I've thought that more times than I can count. Excellent. Now, create examples. I've made mistakes more times than I can count. Or, I've practiced that more times than I can count. Very natural. Now, let's continue. So, what did you do? When? When you felt stuck. Good question. And, honestly, I stopped focusing on big goals. You did. Yeah. What did you focus on instead? Small things. Small things. Very small things. Like what? Like having one good day. Pause for a moment. Notice that phrase. I focused on one good day. Sometimes people naturally simplify ideas. Instead of saying, I changed my entire life, they say, I focused on today. Repeat after me. I focused on small improvements. Excellent. Now, imagine your own examples. I focused on practicing every day. I focused on one step at a time. Very good. Now, continue. You know what I think? What? I think people put too much pressure on themselves. What do you mean? I think people expect constant progress. Yeah, but progress isn't always visible. Sometimes progress is happening quietly. This is a beautiful expression. Progress is happening quietly. Repeat after me. Progress is happening quietly. Again. Improvement happens quietly. Excellent. Now, let's practice listening. Listen carefully. I'm not where I want to be yet. Now. But I'm not where I used to be either. Again. I'm not where I used to be. This phrase is very powerful. Repeat after me. I'm not where I used to be. Very good. Now, imagine your own examples. My English isn't perfect, but I'm not where I used to be. Or, I still get nervous, but I'm not where I used to be. Excellent. Now, continue listening. You know something strange? What? I think people notice their failures more than their progress. That's true. We remember mistakes. Definitely. But we forget small improvements. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Notice that expression. That makes a lot of sense. Repeat after me. That makes a lot of sense. Excellent. Now, let's move into another short real-life situation. Imagine two coworkers leaving work together. Long day. Very. Tired. Extremely. Any plans tonight? Honestly? Yeah. I'm going home, sitting on the couch, and doing absolutely nothing. That sounds perfect. No. What? It sounds earned. Pause for a moment. Notice that sentence. It sounds earned. Meaning, someone deserves rest after working hard. Repeat after me. You earned a break. Excellent. Now, imagine situations. You practiced every day. You earned progress. Or, you worked hard. You earned rest. Very natural. Now, let's do one final listening exercise. Listen carefully. I'm trying. Now. I'm really trying. Now. I'm doing my best. Now. I'm doing the best I can right now. Can you hear emotional intensity growing? Real conversations become deeper, little by little. People reveal feelings gradually. And advanced listeners learn to hear not only information, but effort, emotion, uncertainty, and hope. Because fluency is not simply understanding words. Fluency is understanding people, their experiences, their feelings, and the meaning hidden between sentences. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because in everyday life, people often talk about plans, dreams, goals, and the strange uncertainty that comes with thinking about the future. These conversations are useful because they include hesitation, reflection, opinion sharing, and realistic emotional reactions. Imagine two friends sitting outside after dinner, watching people walk by and talking about life. Can I ask you something? Of course. Do you ever feel like everyone else has everything figured out? Oh, wow. What? That question. What about it? I think almost everyone asks themselves that at some point. Really? Absolutely. Because sometimes I look around and everyone seems so confident. And everyone seems to know exactly where they're going. And honestly, I feel like I'm still trying to figure things out. Pause for a moment. Notice that phrase. I'm still trying to figure things out. People use this all the time. Repeat after me. I'm still trying to figure things out. Again. I'm still figuring things out. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. I'm still trying to figure out my goals. I'm still trying to figure out what works best. Very good. Now, continue listening. You know something interesting? What? I used to think the same thing. You did. Definitely. And then? Then I started having more honest conversations with people. What happened? I realized something. What? Most people are figuring things out as they go. Listen carefully. Figuring things out as they go. This expression is very natural. Repeat after me. People figure things out as they go. Excellent. Now, imagine examples. I'm learning as I go. I'm improving as I go. Very good. Now, continue. So you're saying nobody really knows what they're doing? I'm saying people know less than they pretend. Wow. What? That's surprisingly comforting. This word is useful. Surprisingly. Meaning something happened differently than expected. Repeat after me. That was surprisingly easy. I felt surprisingly calm. Excellent. Now, continue listening. You know what else I realized? What? I realized confidence can be misleading. What do you mean? Some people look confident because they speak loudly. Okay. Some people look confident because they smile. Okay. But that doesn't always mean they feel confident inside. I never thought about that. Repeat after me. Confidence can be misleading. Excellent. Now, let's do a small listening exercise. Listen carefully. He seems confident. Now. He seems confident, but I'm not sure. Now. He seems confident, although appearances can be misleading. Notice how the idea becomes more complex. Advanced English speakers connect ideas naturally. Now, create your own examples. She seemed relaxed, but she was nervous. I looked calm, but I felt stressed. Excellent. Now, let's continue with another everyday conversation. Imagine two coworkers talking while leaving the office. So, any weekend plans? Honestly? Yeah. I'm thinking about taking a break from everything. 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 That sounds dramatic. I know. What do you mean exactly? I mean no work emails. Okay. No schedule. Okay. And no checking my phone every 5 minutes. Pause for a moment. Notice this phrase. Every 5 minutes. Native speakers often exaggerate time expressions. Repeat after me. I check my phone every 5 minutes. I worry every 5 minutes. Excellent. Now, imagine your own examples. I refresh the page every 5 minutes. Or, I check the time every 5 minutes. Very natural. Now, continue listening. You know what? What? That actually sounds like a good idea. Really? Definitely. When was the last time you took a real break? Exactly. What? The fact that I need time to think about it probably answers the question. Notice that sentence. That probably answers the question. Very natural. Repeat after me. That answers the question. Excellent. Now, imagine situations. Someone asks, "Are you tired?" You yawn and say, "Well," that answers the question. Very natural. Now, let's practice emotional listening one more time. Listen carefully. I'm fine. Now. I'm probably fine. Now. I think I'm fine. Now. I'll be fine. Each sentence creates a different emotional feeling, different levels of certainty, different emotions, different energy. And advanced listening is learning to hear these invisible details. Because words alone are not enough. Real conversations live inside pauses, inside reactions, inside emotions, and inside the meaning people communicate without directly saying it. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because some of the most natural and interesting conversations happen when people talk about daily routines, habits, and the little things they suddenly notice about themselves. These conversations sound simple at first, but they contain natural reactions, opinions, humor, and emotional meaning. Imagine two friends meeting for breakfast on a quiet morning. You look tired. That obvious? A little. I thought I was hiding it. No. Wow. What? I appreciate your honesty. You don't sound like you appreciate it. Pause for a moment. Notice this phrase. I appreciate your honesty. People use this all the time. Repeat after me. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your honesty. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. I appreciate your advice. I appreciate your support. Very good. Now, continue listening. So what happened? I stayed up too late. Working? No. Watching movies? No. Reading? No. Then what? I somehow ended up watching videos about things I don't even care about. Oh no. What? I know exactly where this story is going. Really? Really? Notice that phrase. I know exactly where this is going. Very common. Repeat after me. I know where this is going. Excellent. Now, imagine examples. Someone says, "So first, I accidentally clicked one video." You answer, "I know where this is going." Very natural. Now, continue. First, I watched one short video. Okay. Then another. Okay. Then suddenly I was watching a documentary about deep-sea creatures. What? Don't ask. At what time? 2:30 in the morning. No. Yes. Pause for a moment. Again, short reactions create natural rhythm. No. Yes. Seriously? No way. Real conversations use these constantly. Now, continue. You know what's strange? What? At the time it felt completely reasonable. Watching sea creatures at 2:30 felt reasonable? At the time, yes. But now? Now. I have questions. Notice that phrase. Now. I have questions. Repeat after me. Now. I have questions. Very good. Now, create examples. Someone says, I accidentally locked myself out twice. You respond, okay. Now, I have questions. Very natural. Now, let's continue. So, are you going to sleep earlier tonight? Absolutely. Really? Probably. What? That confidence disappeared very quickly. This is a great listening moment. Listen carefully. Absolutely. Then. Probably. The emotional certainty changed immediately. Advanced listeners notice these shifts. Now, repeat after me. My confidence disappeared. Excellent. Now, imagine your own examples. My motivation disappeared after lunch. My energy disappeared by the afternoon. Very good. Now, let's move into another real-life conversation. Imagine two coworkers talking during a break. You've been smiling at your phone all day. What? You heard me. No, I haven't. You definitely have. Have not. Have to. Pause for a moment. People naturally become playful during conversations. Repeat after me. You definitely have. Excellent. Now, continue listening. Fine. So, my sister sent me old family photos. Oh no. What? That reaction again. What? It means there's an embarrassing story coming. Maybe. I knew it. So apparently. Apparently I went through a phase where I wore sunglasses indoors. No. Yes. For how long? Longer than I'd like to admit. Notice that phrase. Longer than I'd like to admit. Very natural. Repeat after me. It took longer than I'd like to admit. Excellent. Now, create examples. I stayed awake longer than I'd like to admit. Or, I worried about that longer than I'd like to admit. Very good. Now, let's do a final listening exercise. Listen carefully. I used to think I had everything figured out. Now, I thought I had everything figured out. Now, I thought I had everything figured out, and then life surprised me. Notice how one small addition changes everything. Real conversations build ideas gradually. People tell stories little by little. They create emotion, step by step. And advanced listening means learning to stay comfortable inside that process. Because understanding English is not about catching every word immediately. Sometimes it means staying relaxed, following emotions, following patterns, and trusting yourself enough to continue listening, even when you do not understand every single thing. Now, let's continue with another advanced listening situation, because some of the most meaningful conversations happen unexpectedly. Sometimes people start talking about ordinary things, and suddenly the conversation becomes deeper without warning. Real life works like that, and real English works like that too. Imagine two friends sitting outside near the end of the day. The sun is beginning to set, people are slowly heading home, and the conversation becomes quieter and more thoughtful. You seem unusually quiet. Do I? Yeah. Sorry. You don't have to apologize. I know. Then what's going on? What? I've just been thinking. About something specific? Kind of. What kind of? Pause for a moment. Notice that playful phrase. What kind of? People sometimes repeat words jokingly in natural conversations. Repeat after me. Kind of. Again. I'm kind of thinking about it. Very good. Now, continue listening. I don't know. You do know. No. Yes. No. You absolutely do. Okay. Maybe a little. There it is. What? The truth. Notice how people often gently push each other during conversations. Not seriously. Just naturally. Now, continue. So, what have you been thinking about? Honestly? Yeah. I've been wondering whether people spend too much time waiting. Waiting for what? For the right moment. Pause for a moment. Listen carefully. Waiting for the right moment. This is a very natural expression. Repeat after me. I'm waiting for the right moment. Excellent. Now, imagine examples. I'm waiting for the right time. I kept waiting for the perfect opportunity. Very good. Now, continue. What do you mean? I mean people wait until they feel confident. Okay. They wait until they feel ready. Okay. They wait until they stop feeling nervous. And sometimes they end up waiting forever. This sentence is powerful. And sometimes they end up waiting forever. Repeat after me. I ended up worrying too much. I ended up starting late. Excellent. Now, create your own examples. I ended up learning something important. Or, I ended up enjoying it. Very good. Now, continue listening. You know what I think? What? I think people become ready by starting. What? That sounds simple. Maybe. But I think simple ideas are sometimes the most important. Pause and think about that. Real conversations often contain personal beliefs, not facts, not rules, just opinions, shared naturally. Now, repeat after me. Simple ideas can be powerful. Excellent. Now, continue. You know something strange? What? I used to think confidence came first. And now, I think action comes first. What do you mean? I think people act, and then confidence slowly follows. Actually, I think I agree. Notice that phrase. I think I agree. Very natural. Not fully strong. Not weak. Just natural agreement. Repeat after me. I think I agree. Excellent. Now, let's practice emotional listening. Listen carefully. I can do this. Now. I think I can do this. Now. I hope I can do this. Now. Maybe I can do this. Can you hear the emotional change? Confidence slowly becomes uncertainty. Real conversations communicate emotion through tiny differences. Now, let's continue with one final everyday situation. Imagine two coworkers leaving work after a very long day. We survived. Barely. What? I'm kidding. I hope so. You know something? What? Today felt long. Very long. But somehow it also felt fast. That makes no sense. I know. But some days feel like that. Fair enough. Pause for a moment. Notice something beautiful about real conversations. Not every sentence needs to be logical. Not every thought needs to be perfect. People speak emotionally. People speak imperfectly. People speak naturally. And advanced listening means becoming comfortable with that reality. Because fluency does not happen when English becomes easier. Fluency happens when uncertainty stops feeling scary. When imperfect understanding stops feeling like failure. And when you slowly realize that understanding people matters more than understanding every single word. Now, let's move into our one more listening practice exercise, and for this one, I want you to simply relax, listen, and notice how much easier understanding English feels compared to when we first began, because over the last part of this journey, you have not simply listened to words, you have listened to emotions, reactions, hesitation, confidence, humor, uncertainty, and natural human conversation. Imagine two friends walking slowly through the city at night after a long day. The streets are quieter now, the air feels cooler, and sometimes conversations become more honest when people are tired and no longer trying so hard to organize their thoughts. You know something? What? I just realized something. What did you realize? I think I spend too much time worrying about things before they happen. Oh. What? That sounds very human. What does that mean? I mean, almost everyone does that. Really? Absolutely. I don't know. What? Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Pause for a moment. Notice this sentence. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. People say this all the time, when they feel alone in an experience. Repeat after me. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Very good. Now, imagine your own examples. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one making mistakes. Or, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one feeling nervous. Excellent. Now, continue listening. You know what I think? What? I think people are much more similar than they realize. What do you mean? I think everyone worries. True. I think everyone feels uncertain sometimes. True. And I think everyone feels lost occasionally. What? That's strangely comforting. Pause. Again, notice that emotional word. Comforting. Real conversations often involve helping people feel understood. Now, continue. You know what else? What? I think people often believe they need to have all the answers. Yeah, but maybe nobody really has all the answers. Maybe everyone is just learning as they go. Notice that phrase returning again. Learning as they go. Because natural conversations repeat ideas. And repeated ideas slowly become familiar. Repeat after me. I'm learning as I go. Excellent. Now, continue. So, what are you saying exactly? I'm saying maybe we should be less hard on ourselves. What? I think I needed to hear that. This sentence is extremely natural. I think I needed to hear that. Repeat after me. I needed to hear that. Very good. Now, imagine examples. Someone says, progress takes time. You answer, I needed to hear that. Someone says, you're doing better than you think. Again, I needed to hear that. Very natural. Now, let's do one final listening exercise together. Listen carefully. I'm still learning. Now, I'm still learning, and that's okay. Again, I'm still learning, and that's okay. And one more time. I'm still learning, and that's okay. Pause for a moment. Because maybe that sentence is bigger than English. Maybe it applies to speaking. Maybe to confidence. Maybe to life itself. Because people grow slowly. Languages grow slowly. Confidence grows slowly. And real progress often happens quietly. Sometimes so quietly that you do not notice it while it is happening. Until one day, you suddenly realize something surprising. You understand more. You hesitate less. You think less about translating. You feel more relaxed. And conversations that once felt impossible suddenly begin to feel natural. Not because you became perfect, but because you kept listening. You kept showing up. You kept practicing. And little by little, your ears began understanding not only English, but people. And that is where fluency truly begins. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and for continuing to show up for yourself and your English journey. I truly hope today's listening practice helped you feel more confident, more relaxed, and more connected to real English conversations. Remember, fluency is not built in one day, and it does not come from understanding every single word perfectly. It grows slowly, through consistency, patience, and simple practice moments like this. Today, you listen to natural conversations, emotions, reactions, and everyday situations that people experience in real life, and every time you listen carefully like this, your brain becomes a little stronger, your ears become a little sharper, and your English becomes a little more natural. And please remember something important. Do not be too hard on yourself. If some parts felt easy and some parts felt difficult, that is completely normal. Learning a language is not about moving perfectly, it is about moving forward, even slowly. If you enjoyed learning with me today and want more helpful English listening and speaking practice, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. We upload new English learning videos regularly to help you continue building your confidence and fluency, step by step. Keep listening, keep practicing, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself, because little by little, day by day, you are improving more than you realize. Take care of yourself, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Goodbye for now.